I don't know how to answer this. I think from a Broncos perspective, they've totally lost their DNA. They've totally lost their...
Well, they're getting the Melbourne DNA.
Well, that's what they hope to be doing, if what you're saying is true. I don't know. I can't imagine Craig Bellamy, if I know anything about Craig Bellamy, committing this far out from a 2022 appointment with the Brisbane Broncos. I just don't think he is the sort of person that would do that. I just don't think that's possible.
But isn't getting Kevy back there trying to get some of the Broncos DNA back?
Well, that could well be part of their thinking. Let me say on Kevin Walters, right? I really like Kevin Walters. Kevin Walters is a tremendous bloke. He was a great footballer, a really great footballer.
Fantastic.
Yeah, he was a real footballer's footballer, and he was part of some great eras there at the Broncos. He's always had an ambition to coach because it's in his blood. He loves rugby league, and that's where he wanted to go and be a coach. And he's got around to a few clubs and been in a few systems, offering his services up as assistant coach. And he's always had this desire to be a head coach, and it hasn't come until now. If he could get the perfect job, it would be at the Broncos because that's where his heart is. So you've got a coach that has always wanted to be a head coach. He's got great ambition for it. He's got great history and DNA with the club. He is going to get a groundswell of support from all the ex-players who have been disenchanted and disenfranchised from the club in recent times because of decisions they've made. So you can understand the decision.
Absolutely.
Now, if it's not Kevin Walters, who is it? And who else can provide that for them? No one. There are no coaches around. I said this earlier in the year. We had 6 coaches under pressure. I said, where are you going to get these coaches? Where are all these coaches going to come from? And if you're the Broncos, where do you go to get a coach?
Well, Paul Green. Paul Green was the other one.
Well, for most of this year, Seabold was going to survive. For most of this year, they were right and this was going to go on and they were going to get Seabold through this. In the end, they had to give way. So if they were now going to appoint a coach, where do they go? And they've gone to the only place they really can go. They've gone to an ex-great player that will give them a groundswell of support with ex-players. They will hope to bring back some of the Bronco DNA and they'll hope like hell he succeeds.
Is that enough?
Well, they're not thinking of what happens if he doesn't succeed. And I'm sure Kevin Walters has got no idea about the enormity of the task he's about to take on. It's just not about turning up in your T-shirt and shorts and coaching these footballers and trying to show them how to play football. There are far greater problems with the Broncos than just coaching what's happening right on the field right at this moment. You know, he could probably handle that part of it. What they've got in the system behind him to admit that they've made tremendous mistakes in other areas of their recruitment, retention and development is going to have to be an all-encompassing role from the management of the club. Whether or not they're prepared to do that, I don't know. But Kevin Wall, I wish him well. I hope he succeeds. And we're all cheering for him.
I think everybody is.
I'm just worried, be careful what you wish for sometimes. This is the job he's wanted. It's the one he's always wanted. And he'll give it 100% and everyone will be behind him. I hope it doesn't end in tears. I want it to be successful for him. I would die if this ends in tears for him.
And we know how much he's loved coaching Queensland. Danny, he'll walk away from that. And if that is happening, who takes over? We're only a matter of weeks away from the series.
Yeah, there's an interesting development there. I rang Mal Meninga this afternoon because I heard his name being linked to the Queensland job. He didn't come back to me. But I think there's some talk that he could be some sort of transitional Queensland coach. Other name...
he's obviously the Kangaroos coach.
Yeah, well, there's not a lot of kangaroo action.
No, so they're happy.
He's Mal's sitting there, isn't
so
he?
So he comes in just for this series?
I think the commission would have to look at that and approve it, but surely they're paying. He's getting paid. May as well coach Queensland. And the other name that is obviously being tossed up is the great Wayne Bennett.
So where's Paul Green in all this?
Green, I know. Well,
you forgot about Paul Green a moment ago. You're forgetting about Paul Green to coach Queensland.
I think he's a chance.
Surely Kevin Walters has got to quit the Origin job, surely.
Has to.
All those issues you just spoke about the Broncos at the moment, he's got to start tomorrow, surely.
Well, he's got to quit Origin for this year.
Surely.
We're only a month away.
Mate, he's just taken the Brisbane Broncos job.
Why is it going to hurt him to coach the Origin this year?
Surely he's got to be at Brisbane sorting out the mess.
What are they going to do? They're going to be on holiday. They're going to be on holiday.
No, they're not.
He can do it over the phone.
They're out of the competition.
What's he going to do?
Go back to train and start training them in November.
There's no players. What's he going to do? Stand in the middle of the field showing the ball up?
Mate, they want to start the competition.
He can coach the Origin.
Oh, please. They want to start
the
competition.
It's 3 weeks.
Gus, you taking silly pills tonight? What's going on? Far out.
I can't believe
you honestly reckon that he can go and coach
Why can't he coach the Origin side?
He's just taken the Brisbane Broncos job. Shouldn't he have his heart,
won't be
his
doing
heart and
anything.
soul, as you just said, in the Broncos?
There's nothing to do.
Yes, there is.
No, there isn't.
They want to start the competition.
On holidays, out of the bubble.
No,
they're not there.
For how long?
They're not there.
They have to come back.
When does Origin end?
November 18.
When does pre-season training start?
Probably November.
November when?
I don't know, one.
No, it won't. It won't start. It won't start until all those Origin players have 8 weeks. I'm telling you, the league will make a directive that pre-season training will not start until January. No club will be allowed to start till January.
You'd probably know.
Peter V'landys will give everyone a break.
You'd probably know, you and your mate Peter.
But I don't think they need to pull him out of Origin this year.
The problem is me you had an argument. You can't argue with me when you already know the answer.
What?
You knew they weren't coming back till January.
Just because I'm right doesn't mean I knew the answer.
Because you knew the answer.
No, if you and I agreed all the time, we'd both be wrong.
Who should be the Queensland coach?
He wants Paul Green in there. Paul Green. There we go. Done. Surely, any one of them, but I'm just saying...
Why not Wayne?
Wayne, fine, but I'm just saying, surely the Kevy Walter's taken the Brisbane job with everything going on. You just spoke about 2 minutes ago. Can't coach them as well.
Get them all to coach them. Get them all in. Get them all to coach them.
Don't go anywhere.
Mal. Get them all in.
Speaking of the Maroons,
Queensland,
no luck with injuries in the final round 2 or suspensions. We'll have a look at how the two teams are looking ahead of the series.
Get them all in.
Exclusive to 9 in November. Plus, we take a closer look at our contenders and pretenders.
Bring them all back.
The Sharkies hit back and cause an upset against the Raiders. This man doesn't want them to. John Bateman joins us live on the show in just a second too. This is 100%.
Bring them all back. Mal, Wally,
I'll agree with you on that.
Benny.
They can have who they want.
Bring them all back.